Hey, what's up everybody? I wanted to do a different type of video where I'm not so much in Logic and more so talking about whether or not you need expensive gear to make good music. What prompted me to make this video was I was on a kick of buying expensive gear for a really long time without really focusing on the craft of the music as much. And I thought that if I had good gear, it meant that I was going to make good music. And obviously that's not the case. I think you need to hone in on the craft in order to actually get good at something, just like anything else in life. But I was on this kick of buying expensive microphones, preamps, speakers, whatever it was, in order to make high quality music. I wanted to make radio ready music. And I am happy that I did that because I have settled down into a few pieces of gear that I really like that I will never sell, and this microphone being one of them. This is the Neumann TLM 103, and it's not like a crazy expensive microphone, or it might be to some people, but in terms of like what's found in a studio like a U47 or 87, the 103 is like $1,000, and honestly, you can find it on Reverb for like $600-800 anywhere in that price range, which really isn't too expensive for a microphone that gives you the results that this one does.
I wish that I could take away the hurt you feel inside.
In my hand is a Shure SM58A Beta, and this is an amazing microphone for vocals, and you can get a lot of awesome results on this. And a lot of people use this for live performances, but you can use it for recording into Logic or whatever you're recording into, and you can get amazing results using this as well. And I actually did a cover of Blackbird, a song by the Beatles, and I used this, and I thought that I got just as good results with this than using the 103.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
Because in a room setting, sometimes the 103 can actually pick up too much and sound too clear. It's nice to have a microphone that sounds almost a little cheaper in a way in certain scenarios, especially in live performances. I think it also depends too on what type of music you're making and what you're doing with music, because if you're just making covers in your room or you're singing your own songs and don't really want to produce them or make them into an actual record, then I don't think that you need crazy expensive gear for that at all. I mean, you could spend $100-200 on a microphone and a preamp and you would do just fine. And it's funny how I went from buying all this gear and thinking that I needed it to scaling back and selling it more recently. I had that Blueberry microphone that I did a video on. I'll put a card here. It is a great microphone, but I sold it because I really don't need it. I don't use it as much as I just use this microphone. All I need is one microphone because I can record everything with one, sometimes two microphones with the guitar, and then I just use the microphone for my vocals. So it's very simple. I don't need anything crazy. So I think if you are thinking about buying expensive gear, don't get too crazy with it. Really scale back and think about, what do I need this for? Do I need expensive gear? Am I making this into a radio ready song, you know? And go from there. I'll give you guys an example too. I was in Florida and I wasn't making as much music because I was making this transition moving from Massachusetts to Florida. And once I finally got settled in there, I didn't have any of my gear. It was all up here at the time. I didn't have this microphone and I didn't have my monitors. I didn't have a lot of stuff that I have today. But what I did have was a MacBook Air, and that's all I needed. I bought that, a Scarlett interface, and I bought a P2020, I think it's called, an Audio Technica microphone for $100 at a Guitar Center, and I was having a blast. And believe it or not, I used to rap. So this song right here,
I could take you out, fly you overseas, I could get you what you want, baby.
I actually made that while I was in Florida. I bought an internet beat and then I mixed it myself, and I thought it came out really good considering I used a cheap interface and a cheap microphone. So I would think about that if you are thinking about buying stuff that's really expensive or think that you need expensive gear to make good music. music, because I don't think that's the case at all. I think you need to think about who your audience is. Is it just your friends? Are you doing it just for fun? I think you should always do it for fun, but myself, I'd like people to hear my music, so I do want good enough studio gear so that it could possibly go somewhere. Now, this might seem like a stupid video to some people, and I'm going to keep it kind of short, but I think it is important because you can go kind of crazy buying gear, buying plugins, buying whatever to try to make your stuff sound better, but at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun with it and kind of know where you want to go with it, then I don't think you need anything crazy, especially if you're just doing stuff in your room or you're doing it just to show your friends. If you are planning on actually producing songs, hoping that they actually go somewhere, I do think you should invest some money, and I don't think it's actually that crazy. The amount of money that we spend on going out to eat at Chipotle or wherever you go out to eat, like if you just save that money over the span of 6 months to a year, you'll have enough to buy a nice microphone and you'll be able to make really good music. And then from there, just learn about music production. It's actually not that hard to produce and make your own music, especially in today's world of digital music. Everything is on YouTube. You can learn everything about everything on YouTube. Mix with the Masters is great for learning how to mix professional vocals. I mean, there's a lot of resources out there, so hopefully you guys got something from this video and you don't overpay for something that you might not need. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.